You want to know the fire in their belly. You want to know what keeps them up at night. Something that popped into my head was when I was being interviewed for a job right after university at an investment bank. And one of the questions that was asked was, how many people in the city of London are wearing a red tie? Now, as you probably know, there's no specific answer to that, but they wanted to understand how I would answer that question. And it was such a sideways question. I mean, something that I thought, I know stuff about the company, I know about the job that I'm applying for, I've done all the reading and the research. And I heard from other people as well what kind of questions they were being asked in an interview. But this one threw me off completely. But at the same time, it allowed them to see me without wearing the mask of trying to impress. I was just being me and just sharing how I would go about solving that problem. So sometimes it's about make sure you've got a set of questions, powerful questions in your toolkit, in your hat, I mean, that you can pull out and ask these founders, which are completely random to them at least, but it enables you to better understand them.
So what kind of questions do you think investors should be asking that founders should be expecting or looking for to know, oh, this is an interesting investor. They're different from the other ones?
For me, spirituality is very important. It doesn't mean that the founder needs to be spiritual, but it's just I want to see how connected someone is with their consciousness. So I might even ask a simple question like, let's strip away all the labels that are on you. Because, I mean, Sean, that's a label, right? That's a label that your parents gave you. And then all these other labels that have come during your lifetime. I said, if we strip all those away, who are you? And so that's a question that really has to make them think a little bit. And are they rushing into the answer because they want to try to show that they know things, and or are they going to be honest and say, maybe I've not thought about it, can I get a few minutes to think about it? So just how they approach the answer is telling you a lot about them as well, because it's not a simple question to answer, but yet it allows you to discover certain things about them. And then you can even ask, one of the other questions that I'm always curious about is, what are your core values? And again, it's easy for people to say, oh, trust and authenticity and honesty and integrity and blah, blah. I've heard that a lot of times. But then I ask them, what does that mean? Because my definition of trust is probably going to be different from your definition of trust. And once I've understood their core values, as I'm asking more questions and going through our time together, I'm seeing, is it consistent with what they said? Because if I see something that's going off track, then I even bring it up. I say, oh, you said this was your core value, but I'm hearing something different here. Am I understanding this correctly?
Thanks for watching. If you liked this insight, I've handpicked another video for you right here on the screen. For more actionable strategies that get you real results, hit subscribe.